So I'm only going to do one side of my face because it's easier, and it's just, you do the exact same thing on the other side of the face. So we're going to first wash your face and pat it dry, but make sure you wash your face very well in order to get all the oils and things off. Normally I take a shower before I get ready for performances, so I just wash my face while I'm in the shower. And you don't want to put on any moisturizer or lotions or creams on your face because the makeup will attach to the cream, and once the cream comes off, the makeup will come off. So, and take some, what's this called? Concealer. And I like the Revlon, sorry of the glare, but this is Revlon Color Stay. And I'm just going to take this and put it all over the little blemishes that I want to cover up. And I'm just the type of person that has a lot of blemishes on their face. And underneath the eyes, you may want to put more than one layer. And all the makeup I'm doing, you're going to want to do heavier than what I'm doing at the moment. And you don't want to make, it doesn't totally have to be covered up because you're going to be putting powder on over this. And make sure it's all blended in. I just put concealer over here and it takes some of the redness away. I didn't put any concealer over that. But underneath the eye and a little bit over here. And just take some and rub it in over your eyebrow. And I put some up here. And so sometimes I like to use this. It's Sephora Light Touch. And underneath the eye, because it's a brush. And that is sometimes makes it easier to put on. But I like this because it's more heavy duty. And I have Sephora Mineral Powder. And all this, you want to find a color that's very good for you. So I just took some and put it in the cap. I'm going to take a brush. I really like the e.l.f. brushes because they're cheap. And so you can buy more than one. You don't have to feel bad about if they get ruined or not, because they're only about $2 each. Just take some, and you want to put powder in your ears and underneath your chin so it all looks the same color. Because if you have your face powdered but your neck not powdered, it's like it makes it obvious that you have makeup on whenever you're performing. So I just put powder on all over the side of my face. After putting powder on, I'm going to take an eyeshadow, and this is slightly darker than my skin tone. And you don't want to do any type of shimmery powder. It just doesn't look good under the lights. It's very distracting if you use shimmery or glittery eyeshadows. So you want to use matte. And just take a brush, like I said again, this is an e.l.f. brush, and take some and just put it on there. Up here, but darker down here. So just a thin layer up here, but you want to do very dark on your actual eyelid. Next, eyeliner. I have multiple eyeliners that I use for recitals and performances. My eyes are a very interesting color. There's multiple colors in them, but I like using a very dark blue because it looks natural, like a natural black color, but it still makes my eyes pop. So this is Prestige Eyeliner Midnight color, and it's a cool color. I like it. Sorry the camera's not focusing. But what you want to do is you want to put this all up here, and then I like to do a small touch underneath on the inside rim of my eye. And this is, I'm not done yet, but this is how I put on eyeliner. I take the outside part of my eye and I stretch it, and it allows you to see every part of your eye. And I'm gonna finish this up on the mirror. And so that's that, and I'm going to put a small amount on the inner bottom rim of my eye. And that's not very clean, but I'm brushing through this. So you see there's a little touch of color on the bottom rim of my eye. And what you're going to want to do now is take your, what are these called? Eyelash curlers. Okay. And what you're going to do next is take mascara and make sure to use waterproof because it stays on a lot better. Even if you're not going to be like around water or worrying about water, it still stays on better than normal mascara. So I like the L'Oreal Voluminous Hydrofuge, and this is waterproof. It doesn't say it, but it's waterproof. And so just take this, and I'm a sucker for mascara. I don't like it. It's hard for me to put on, hard for me to take off, but this is the way that I put it on. I just take it, and if you rub it on the bottom, I'll get just enough on there. And in order for your eyelashes not to connect together, I like using one of these. I don't know what they're called, but you can get them. Elf sells them. Also, Elf has cosmetics too, but I don't like them very much because they're cheap and I have a sensitive face. And I'm going to take the eyelash crimper again. Make sure you get all the mascara off this because it gets all clumped up on there. And so next, I'm basically done with the eyes. Like I said, you'll want to do the mascara and the eyeliner and the eyeshadow all very much heavier than what I did. Okay, I cannot find something. Okay, normally I use an eyebrow pencil, and it's like eyeliner, but it's more matte and it's not as creamy, and you just want to use it like eyeliner. And I can't find it at the moment, but you're just gonna like pretend this is it. You just want to put some over here, and if you overpluck your eyebrows like I do sometimes, because that's not a good thing to do, but sometimes it happens, you're going to want to make sure it looks natural and filled in. Blush, I like Neutrogena because it has natural colors and it doesn't look too red. And this, like I said, it's another e.l.f. brush, but this is a bronzer brush, but I use it for blush. So just take it and make sure you get a good amount on there. And smile, and you see this area right here? That's where you want to put it. Okay, for lips, normally I put on chapstick before I leave because it allows my lips to be moisturized, but don't put on chapstick and then expect to put on lipstick. It doesn't work. The lipstick will not stay and it'll just smear and look gross. But normally once I get to where I'm performing or right before the performance, I put on the lipstick because lipstick smears super easily. So let me find a lipstick. Here's lipstick. Okay, this is just a soft pink. Do this with your, like, cover your teeth with your lips. And after you put on lipstick, make sure to blotch. So take a Kleenex and just do this. And that's a shiny lipstick, but you can use a matte lipstick. I like shiny though. And that is a, where is it? What type of lipstick is this? It's a Revlon Color Stay lipstick. And it's creamy, but then it dries and the color stays on your lips. But sometimes that can be a bad thing. Last year I had to go from super red lipstick for one performance, and then in about 2 minutes I had to have on nude lipstick. And that's a really hard challenge because if you know, bright red lipstick doesn't come off, like, at all. So what I do is I always have toothpaste with me. And in order to do toothpaste, and it sounds really weird, but this takes off lipstick super easy. Better than just water and a napkin. Toothpaste works. So you're just going to take some toothpaste. I'm not going to do it right now, but take some toothpaste and rub it all over your lips. And then take a wet rag and wipe. And just keep wiping. And the toothpaste dries up your lipstick. And the bad thing is it does dry your lips, but it's better than having little dots of red all over where your lips are supposed to be like a nude color. So this is the nude lipstick that I use. It's on the bottom, it's the sticker's pink, but it is a nude lipstick. And I have shimmer powder, and you just take the shimmer powder, and if you use a brush and get some, it will make your face all shimmery and pretty. And yeah, I think that's it. Another thing I really like, I'm just going to try to wipe some of this off, is lip stains. Lip stains are good for if you don't have to worry about changing your lipstick. And this is the lip stain that I use every day, but if you're going to be using it for a performance, it's not, you need a darker color because this is like a natural color for me. But this is the Outlast lip stain. And like I said, this is the one that I use every day. And it tastes really weird though. And then this is Sephora, and it's just gloss, just clear gloss. And I also have shiny gloss, but I'm running out of that. Just put some over, and it looks like lipstick. So that's all I can think of. In order to get off makeup, use a nice, I have a lotion remover that I just put on a cotton pad and wipe my eyes, and that gets off the mascara and everything really easy. And make sure to wash your face and then put on lots of moisturizer after you take off your makeup, because the makeup has dried out your face and you don't want to stay like that. So that's all I can think of right now. And if y'all have any questions, comment and I'll answer them. So this is my performance makeup, and there's kind of a close-up of my eye, and like I said, everything else needs to be darker. Lips, make sure your lip line's pretty. I didn't do a very good job, but make sure your lip line's pretty. And yeah, bye.